Well, the Cowboys have just 2 practices left in Oxnard before packing up and heading back to Frisco for the remainder of training camp Thursday evening. The Texans, they suffered another loss as tight end Brevin Jordan suffered a season-ending knee injury yesterday at practice. In a corresponding move, they added offensive tackle Connor McDermott, who spent last season with the LA Rams with new head offensive coordinator Nick Caley.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That ball is history. A walk-off home run.
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge. What's up, Danger? Can't stop me now.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that's 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be locked in, listening at sasportstar.com, BRA Best Bail Bonds audio player, also where you can catch all our previous shows, or you can just watch them live or at your own convenience on YouTube. That's right, we stream all of our shows live on YouTube. Just go there, search SA Sports Star, like, subscribe. You can comment along with the show, turn on the notifications so that you can be informed when we go live. And I appreciate all of y'all for rolling through as always. 30 minutes today as we get Rangers Diamondbacks coming up at the bottom of the hour to get you to. But lots going on and a lot of it revolving around Project Marvel. How's it happening? What's going on? Well, earlier today, the Blitz was talking with District 10 Councilman Mark White and trying to unpack a lot of what was going on, what's misinformation, what's real, what's false when it comes to Project Marvel and the important dates you must know about.
Councilman White, appreciate you taking the time. What we really want to do is figure out what is actually going on as we all seem to decipher through the misinformation that is out there.
Yeah, you are exactly right. There's a lot of misinformation out there. So thank you so much for having me on so I can maybe provide some clarity for your listeners.
Well, that's fantastic. I mean, I guess the first and foremost, what's the holdup right now, or is there a holdup? Where do we stand right now with this whole thing?
Yeah, so there is no holdup. The plan, as we heard last week from City Council, the majority of City Council says we need to move forward now with negotiations with the Spurs. And I can tell you that over the last couple of days, the negotiations have been ongoing because we are working towards a term sheet that City Council will vote on. And let me tell you why that's so important. The county has already called the venue tax election for November. That election in November is going to determine whether or not this proposed new Spurs arena moves forward. So the citizens are going to get to make the decision in November. We as the city council, all we're going to do is approve a term sheet so that the citizens have all the information on what exactly the deal is before they go to the polls in November. This is about transparency. The citizens need to know exactly what they're voting for in November. So that's what we're working on right now. And I hope that there's going to be a city council vote before the end of the month.
Mark White, District 10 City Councilman, joining us here on the Blitz. Now, the mayor wants some sort of pause and to do another economic impact study, which has already been done. Can you guys on City Council work on the term sheet and negotiate? Because I guess the term sheet is needed for a negotiation while a new economic impact study is going on. Do we need this pause that she is asking for?
You're right on it. No, we do not need the pause. The mayor's call for delay is really misguided. We need to get the term sheet in place, which we will. And if council wants another economic impact analysis, well, just like you say, we can still get the additional economic impact analysis, and it'll be done, I would imagine, at some point in the beginning of next year. And remember, there's going to be another vote, right? Because the infrastructure piece of the puzzle has to get into place as well, and that's going to be in May of next year. So if the mayor and a majority of council wants an additional economic impact analysis, we can certainly do that, but that should not slow up negotiations and the vote on the term sheet.
All right, Councilman, let me, just so I'm clear on this, when you're talking about the monies that we already know what the Spurs are going to put in, what the county and the folks are going to vote on for that. As far as the city is concerned, the money that's coming from the state of Texas, is my understanding, can only be spent on projects like this. Is that correct?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because the financial structure here has been in question. You're exactly right. So this is going to be paid for through a visitor tax, right? People that stay in hotels and use rental cars. That's going to be the county portion of the money, about $311 million. The Spurs are going to put in anywhere from 500 probably to 600 million of cash for the arena. And then the city portion is exactly what you say. It is almost all from what's called project finance zone dollars. And these are state tax dollars that cities can only use for these kind of things, convention centers, arenas, and things like that. So to be clear, no local tax dollars will be used on this project. And listen, there's been nobody more vocal over the last 2 years about how we spend our citizens' tax dollars than me. If citizens' tax dollars were in play on this project, I would be out there yelling and railing against it, but that's not the case. Like you point out, this is PFZ money, state tax dollars. We either use it for this or the money goes back to the state.
And then it gets used in other cities in Texas, like I know Austin is working on their convention center, Dallas is, Lubbock, San Angelo. All right. So that money is going to get used, whether it's in San Antonio or not. But it can't be used for some of the other things that we've heard the mayor say, like with homelessness. That's not what this money can be used for.
And that's really where the mayor has been so disingenuous about this, because you're exactly right. This money, it's either used for convention centers, arenas, things like that, or it goes back to the state. It cannot be used elsewhere. Now, I will tell you this. Next year, we are going to have to vote on the infrastructure piece of this, right? Where we're going to have to vote on a bond for probably somewhere in the neighborhood of $250 million for infrastructure, you know, parking garages, streets, sidewalks, everything around where this new arena would be, around where the Alamo Dome is, okay? Now, that $250 million, the answer is yes. That is money that, rather than using it there for the infrastructure, we could spread it all around the city and use it in different districts. So we need to be very, very transparent with the people about that. So when we get to next year, the city's going to just have a decision to make. Do we want to put this money there for infrastructure and have a Spurs arena, or do we not?
All right, Councilman White, just so I'm clear on this thing, and I'm a little slow, but that's why we have you on, so you can explain this to us. That has nothing, what you just talked about has nothing to do with the arena. It's two separate things. Am I right?
The infrastructure?
No, I'm talking about the arena itself, just the arena. We're talking about that, not the rest of Project Marvel. Would we still have to vote on that bond that you were just talking about to be a part of a new Spurs arena?
So yes, in order for the new arena to proceed, there are going to have to be 2 yes votes by the public. Number one, and that's in a most likely scenario. Number one, the citizens in November are going to have to say yes to the raise in the venue tax that the county is proposing. And then number 2, next May, when that's the likely time for the vote, the citizens are going to have to say yes to the infrastructure bond to have that infrastructure go in around the new stadium. We're going to need yes votes to both of those for the stadium to go forward.
Mark White joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's from District 10. For the record, and just for people tuning in, we have invited the mayor to come on the Blitz. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not, I don't know. But we do want to get her side to it, because it feels like, Mark, and correct me if I'm wrong, there was a pretty clear vision for Project Marvel with the city staff and the city council. Then the elections happened, and maybe not everybody shares the same vision, although it does feel like those that don't maybe share the vision, is the way I'm interpreting it, they just won't come out and say they're against it. They're just coming up with reasons to cloud everything. Is that fair?
I think you're 100% correct, other than with this caveat. If you listen to the meeting last week, there was very clearly 7 council members that are for moving forward. Okay, so I think, yes, the last council and city staff was for moving this thing forward. And even today, we still have 7 council members that want to move forward. And that's what was so interesting about last week, because the mayor thought that she could direct city staff to stop negotiations. But as you know, we are in a council manager form of government. So the city manager does not report or take executive orders from the mayor. He has to follow the will of the council. And because 7 is obviously a majority when you're talking about an 11-person council, that's why our city manager had to say, listen, respectfully, Mayor, I understand what you want. However, we will be moving forward with negotiations, because that is clearly the will of this council.
District 10 Councilman Mark White joining the Blitz earlier today. That full interview is at sasportstar.com in our audio vault. You can check it out there. It is powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. Great stuff from Councilman White, as kind of sorting through the misinformation of what's covered, what's not, what money's involved. And when you look at it in its entirety and you look at no local tax dollars, it's all hotel and tourist tax, the TERS tax, if you will, and then money coming from the state that can only be appropriated to this set of instances with the stadium and with the convention center. And then also upgrading the courthouse and the other things that need to happen, the Alamo Dome, to ensure that we get back into the Final Four rotation and potentially could look at getting a national championship game in college football, like massive things that would influx so much revenue into the city of San Antonio from outside. And it feels like it's 95% public funded in Oklahoma City. That is a small portion tourist tax, but the others coming out of the city of Oklahoma's citizens' pockets for the Thunder's new arena. And they're chipping in very little as compared to what SS&E is doing. We should thank our lucky stars, not be fighting against what's going on. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. When we come back, your comments, concerns, questions. Cowboy James, the CEO on the line. We'll get to you. It's all coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Saturday afternoon at 6. The Cowboys are back home from training camp for their second preseason game, taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Pre-game at 5. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, you'll find everything from online to hybrid courses and lifetime career services to scholarship opportunities, making your education journey flexible, fast, and affordable. Apply now and save with no application fee through September 3rd. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Prescription products require completion of an online consultation with an independent healthcare provider and are only available if prescribed. Subscription required. Additional restrictions apply. See website for more details and safety information.
Is Cialis Daily really better than Viagra?
If you like spontaneity, the answer is yes. So when the mood strikes, you're ready to go.
I felt like a young man again. My wife is definitely much happier.
When you take it, you're ready to go.
Does Cialis Daily last longer than Viagra?
Guys are raving that the results last even longer.
My partner thinks that I am a rock star.
Because it is effective, I say I'm on a second honeymoon.
It's literally life-changing.
Does RexMD really work?
Over 85% of guys said not only does it work, they saw results the very first night. And you can get your first month free at freerexmd.com with medication delivered direct to your door. There's no copay, no doctor office visit, and your shipping is always free. Visit freerexmd.com to get your first month free. That's FREEREXMD.com.
Progressive knows not all rides are smooth. Meet Peter. He loves his motorcycle. What he doesn't love is wind. Which is ironic, because wind is a big part of the whole wind-in-your-face motorcycle cliche. But nobody ever tells you how relentless a strong crosswind is, or the cliche wouldn't exist. Not every ride is smooth, but Progressive has your back. Get a quote to see if you can save with America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
Give me those sauces, grab the chicken strips, let's dunk them in there. There's nothing like it. Hey, I'm Joey. And I'm Josh. And we're team members at our local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing you'll love about the Chick-fil-A chicken strips is dipping them in our sauces. My sauce is the barbecue sauce. If you wanted to add sweet, tangy flavors, there's nothing like it. I love the garden herb ranch sauce, but if you want a little bit more kick in the spicy side, you can mix it with buffalo sauce. Dipping them in our sauces, it is perfection.
It's the summer of Chick-fil-A chicken strips and sauces. Order now on the Chick-fil-A app. Team members paid for their testimonials.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025, Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, hello. Listen to my voice talking to you about the new Old Spice NFL collection at Walmart. Now listen to my smell. I smell like NFL stars Jared Goff, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, CJ Stroud, and George Kittle. I smell like greatness. Why? Because I'm wearing Old Spice's new NFL collection. How can you put the greatness of the NFL into a smell, you ask? You can't. But Old Spice can, and they did. Smell like Suntal and Speed, Driftwood and Drive, Sea Ties and Toughness with the Old Spice NFL collection available at Walmart. Smell like the greatest smell in the NFL with Old Spice.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party. From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. 94.1 FM, San Antonio's Sports Star.
When will this mess become a lesson? We're all gonna die! We're all gonna die!
I mean, this is Mike McDaniel's favorite song. Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I am James. Greg Casares was asking about the committee for the Final Four, saying that the Alamo Dome's now out of the mix. It's not up to par with other stadiums, whether it be NRG or Jerry World or whatever it is, and that they were taking out the rotation. Yes, which is why Project Marvel is important, because the Alamo Dome is a part of the renovation projects that are going to be going on down there with the new stadium for the San Antonio Spurs and the bar district to open things up. And just imagine this, whether it's a huge football game or basketball game or bowl game or Final Four, you're not going to the event, but you can definitely celebrate in that bar district when things are going on, playoff games, whatever it may be. You don't got the money. It's going to be just like being there because you're celebrating with like people, like minds. And on top of that, all those people leaving the stadium, going into that area when you're done. It's just incredible. And it's going to be so fantastic for the city of San Antonio. It helps the UTSA Roadrunners. It helps everybody involved. And I don't understand why. What say you? 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Cowboy James been holding on patiently. What's happening, my man?
Hey, Pledge. Thank you for taking my call, Pledge.
Of course, man. What you got?
I'm gonna backdoor real quick on what you just said. I might not be going to the event, but I love cruising down Commerce, checking out the scenery. Hey, it's a lot of scenery when those events are going on. So
so much scenery.
Just on that level. But hey, the reason I called is I know you guys are trying to get the mayor on, but I would like to get one of those 4 city councilmen on to see what their thought process is on, why they are against it.
To be clear on everything, one of the 4, you mean one of the 4 that voted no?
Yes. Jason, we're talking about, the different opinions, and the mayor has a different opinion, but we got 4 city councilmen. We had District 10 councilmen come on who's 4. I'd like to get one of those other ones on that are against it to find out what they're talking about. Because all the money is, coming from the hotel, the rental cars, Spurs pitching in, and that state money can only go one way. Maybe they're not informed on, how this really works. I don't know. But, and like I was telling you, one of the main questions is, do you want the Spurs here? Yes or no? I mean, if you don't want the Spurs still here, we're not a sports town, then, hey, let's not do it. And let's just, go on life without sports in San Antonio.
Because let's face it. I mean,
I don't think that'll be good.
They're not staying past 2032 in the Frostbank Center unless it's a temporary solution, much like the Alamo Dome was.
And that's what I mean. I mean, it may not be an instant move, but we know that it's probably coming. So we got to be prepared for the future, but I'd be interested in seeing what one of those 4 city councilmen that are against had to say. You know, let's see what the other side of the aisle is talking about.
I appreciate it, and I agree with you. I will bring that up tomorrow in the meetings. Cowboy James, fantastic phone call. What say you? We'll be talking about this all week. 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. But we got Rangers coming up next. Call your loved ones, check on them. You never know what people are going through in life. We got Rangers Diamondbacks coming up next right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
GimmeTheVin.com's big cash giveaway. I hate games and scams. So when we had the idea to give away $25,000, I was very careful about the way it was orchestrated. Get the top of the market money and enter to be the lucky person to get $25,000. This is no joke. This is no game. This is very real. Just like GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For